What about you? You also you put career first.
No, I put career first.
Why a career over a man for you?
Just because
Mike, please.
Just because my experience with men hasn't been the best. And the way that I was raised, you don't depend on a man, because at any time I'm not comfortable with, you know what I'm saying, fully depending on a man. At any time he could tell you to get out of his house, he could tell you anything. So I always want to make sure that I have my own regardless. Like that's first. Secondly, he will come first, you know, or he'll come second. Just because I don't care how much money you have. Like if I truly love you and all that, I don't care how much money you have. Like that doesn't matter to me. As far as my lifestyle goes, I tell my men everything up front. Like, this is what I do. I'm a dom. I'm a dancer. I'm a sexologist. Can
you tell me what a sexologist is?
I was gonna ask.
I'm very interested.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a burning question inside of me as I was sitting here.
So basically, I will honestly say a sexologist is basically a therapist. If to really break it down, because I have to study people, I have to read body language. But honestly, being a sexologist, so to speak, it's just people just talking to people. Like I do lifestyle parties.
So I'm a guy or a girl, and I call you when I need
sex.
Advice on sex?
No. It could be advice. It could be a way of direction. A lot of people have sexual fantasies, for one. They have sexual things that they want to do with their partner, whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's a husband, whether it's a wife, whatever. But the main thing that people are afraid of is rejection. So I teach them how to be comfortable with.
But are you just talking to them, or is there touching involved?
No, I just talk to them.
You just talk to them. So people will call you just therapy to talk about sex.
In person is more relatable, more personal, and everything like that.
Does it happen in the club?
No.
Okay.
No, not the club. No.
So it's just a therapist that specializes in sex.
And intimacy. I wouldn't even say sex, because it's more than that. It's intimacy. It's seduction. It's bringing the spark in your marriage.
So no hand jobs?
So what? Did you say you had a degree? Sorry.
I'm a licensed sexologist, so basically it's kind of like having
how
a
do you
real
get
estate
licensed?
license. It's basically like becoming a real estate agent.
Okay,
so
you just get a license. I didn't know there was.
I
I honestly had never heard of this.
Yeah, it's basically a 2-year course. You can go to anybody if you want. You can pay for the course and you just take the course. That's it.
Wow.
It's
So
nothing super
Can I go to
extravagant.
DeVry?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's basically what it is. Like, I just enjoy having people feel comfortable with their sexuality, feeling comfortable with whatever turns them on. It's not just about sex, it's about how you feel, you know.
Did you grow up with your dad?
No, I did not.
Okay.
No, I didn't.
So that maybe some of that, I don't need a man, transferred a little bit from your mom's situation.
I don't think that. I actually do not think that.
Well, you said you were raised.
I was raised by my mother.
And she said, don't rely on a man. But I'm just saying that sometimes moms can transfer their trauma onto their children.
I do agree. However, I feel like I'm very different, because I feel like it's a flaw of mine. I can be very callous, you know? So for me, I don't look at daddy issues. I don't look at shit like that. Like, just because I was attracted to the erotic world, that has nothing to do with my daddy. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying the erotic world. I just was curious about your perspective on men, like full stop.
On men, honestly, I give everybody a chance until they prove me wrong. So whether it's men, whether it's female, but strictly men, I will say I have not had the best experience with men. You know, I've only had one situation where I could say the man was incredible, and I ended it. But
why'd you end it?
Just because we had other issues. He had a lot of mommy issues, a lot of codependency issues that I just was not prepared to handle, you know. And I felt like if I wasn't in love with him anymore, I'm wasting your time, where you can meet somebody else that can give you that time. And I just wasn't ready.
Mommy issues?
Do I have mommy issues?
No, you have daddy issues.
I don't have daddy issues.
I know, man.
I don't.
So, I guess when you say codependency, etc., like, does that mean like he want to see you all the time? He want to hang out with you too much?
No, basically the things that he was not getting from his mother, he was looking for me to do.
Such as?
But with men, have to realize I'm not your mother. Like,
what did he want you to do? What were the duties he wanted to do that you had an issue with?
Basically, fix his trauma that his mother created, and I just was not. I wasn't ready for that.
Explain that. What does that mean?
Okay, so I'm a nurturing woman. I am. However, he wanted mothering nurture. Like his mother, okay, they're from New York. So New York is very hard, very aggressive. Yeah. They're not very nurturing at all.
Yeah.
So his mother never told him that he loved her, nothing like that. But when it came to like certain views, he kind of expected me to do what his mother would do, and I'm not your mom. Even as a fiance, girlfriend, whatever, I'm still not your mom.
But like specifically, what would his mother have done? Like, give me one example of a
that's
task.
what I'm trying to get to. Okay.
Like, was he like, read me a story before bedtime? Like, tell me Santa's real. Yeah.
He basically.
Or was it like he wanted me to cook?
I cook. I love to cook.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, we definitely an example.
Okay, so basically, his childhood trauma, he wasn't told that he loved, like, he wasn't told by his mom that she loved him and shit like that. I mean, stuff like that. I'm sorry. Stuff like that. But it was like his mom was very mean to him. But it's kind of like, even though he's looking at me for that nurturing effect, I'm still not your mom. You want that from your mom. I can't give that.
So I love you saying I love you.
Yeah, like, I can tell you I love you, but I'm not your mom telling you I love you, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the same thing. Like, even though I love that man completely, I'm still not your mother saying it. I don't know if that
Did
makes
he
sense.
want you to, like, pretend to be his mom, or you just wanted you to say I love you?
No, not
like, you're not trying to follow this. I tell my husband I love him the whole time.
It's so hard to explain. Like,
yeah.
Because you also did mention you're callous, by the way. I don't know if you remember that saying that.
Yes, I can be callous in certain ways, but if I love you, I'm not callous. No. It's if I don't like you, I can be callous. Or I just want your money type.
Did he want more affection that you didn't give
I gave him a lot of affection, but the fact that it didn't come from his mother, that's the type of affection that he was missing, that he expected me to bring. But I'm not your mom. I can't give you that affection. So it was hard.
They want an example, a hard example. You're just saying in general, which is the problem.
I'm not saying in general. I'm literally saying, like, okay, I'm your wife, right? I love you. As my husband, I love you, right?
Well, not me, but yeah.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I'm not your mother saying I love you. But you're looking at me like I wish you were my mother saying I love you. I can't be your mom. I can only tell you I love you.
So he wanted breast milk, but you gave him your milk.
I gave him titty milk. I'm not your mom. Like, okay. I can't.
Tomatoes.
I can't be your mother, basically. You're looking for a mothering thing, and I'm your wife. I'm not your mom.
Interesting.
So it's two different kind of loves, basically. Like, there's a difference between a mother loving.
Do you think that's something that could have just been talked through versus getting rid of a guy that was treating you well?
I didn't get rid of him for that.
That's the number one thing you brought up.
I mean,
that is what you said.
So I know it is. Yeah. I know, right? It is. I'm sorry.
Let me guess. He cheated.
Huh? No, he didn't.
No?
He was actually the first guy that I never had suspicions of him cheating. To this day, he loves me. You know what I'm saying? But the emotional baggage that he was putting on me, I was like not ready for it. Okay. I really was not ready for it. And I was just being honest. Like, I love you, but I'm not ready for you.
So you said that you were putting your career first also because you've had bad experiences with men, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think those bad experiences are directly attributed to your line of profession?
Yes. I do.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Accountability.
So wouldn't it be fair to say that, like, maybe you've just experienced bad men from your workplace?
No, because I wasn't always doing what I was doing.
Okay.
I do think in some ways I may be too independent, honestly, because not on purpose. I don't want to emasculate my man ever, and I never will.
Okay.
But the way that I was raised, I kind of tell a man, like, I don't need you, but I'm not saying in a sense of, like, you're not shit, basically.
Okay.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I have my own if you decide to leave tomorrow.
Which is, I actually wanted to cut to her because you kind of gave a little face when she said, like, she puts her man first.
Yes, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree that you made a face?
No, I don't agree with putting a man first.
Oh, you don't agree with putting a man first. Okay, so can you elaborate?
Yes, I don't agree with putting a man first because when he leave you, then what? What you gonna have? What you gonna have? If you put your all into a man will leave you with shit and bricks. Can I say shit? I'm sorry.
No, you good.
A man will leave you with nothing but shit and a bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have your own everything. So why would I put a man first?
Sorry, when you say sorry, I'm so not cool. When you say when you say shit and a bag, could you just slow that down for me? I promise you, I am so not hip.
When I mean shit in the bag, I mean like your stuff in the bag and you on your way. He already got the next girl in the house. Like, I don't play those type of games.
Okay, so you guys are specifically talking about, so you're assuming people just don't get married because obviously the court systems favor women. Actually, women will get everything if a guy gets up and leaves.
Okay,
so I heard somebody else say, like, oh, like the house and blah, blah, and then you'll have nothing. I'm like, actually, in the current environment of what happens to men in courtrooms, you'd have pretty much everything.
But the man got to want to marry you. These men ain't getting married.
So that's it. You're talking about, so you're basically saying, like, you could potentially be with a person that doesn't want to marry you, but you should just never be with a person that doesn't want to marry you, was what I would say. Like, if you're talking to a guy and he never wants to marry you, then that's a really...
That's why I ended my last relationship. I felt like we were together for too long, and I asked him, like, hey, do you foresee us getting married? Do you see us continuing on? And he was like, no. Straight up. No, but it's okay. I'd rather he was be honest.
Yeah,
like,
that's
no.
true.
At least he told you.
Like, no, for real. Not even take no her by. And I was just like, okay, baby.
Baby, I love you.
But there's
fine.
two
Wait, 2
parts
more
to that.
years.
So
There's
you
two
guys are
parts to
painting a
that, though.
picture of not needing a man, but actually it's a circumstance where it's a specific kind of relationship
No.
where the guy doesn't want to marry the woman. Because, I mean, if a guy said, yes, I do want to marry you, then you wouldn't have this perspective of like,
No,
I'm not putting a man first, right?
I would never put a man first because even though this is my life. You know what I'm saying? This is my life.
But if you were married,
If I was married, I still wouldn't put my husband first.
Damn!
Because this is my
Wait
life.
a minute, hold on.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Okay, so this is how I feel. I feel like you should take care of yourself.
How many girls
that-
agree with her? Just out of curiosity. How
I
many?
halfway agree with her.
Okay.
Halfway.
Anybody else agree?
okay, because I just feel like that could be why he doesn't want to get married, right? If you're saying like, even if we get married, I'm putting myself first and I'm not putting you first. If I was a dude and I heard that, like I would definitely say, okay, then
But
I'm not going to
it's also
marry
about
you.
coming together. You know what I'm saying? It's also about a union. And I'm saying what I'm saying is there's a lot of people. I'm sorry. There's a lot of people nowadays that doesn't understand what a union is.
Well, if you,
And-
but I would argue potentially that you're that person because you just said if we got married, I would still put me first. That's
would he
not
put
a
me
union.
first though? Would a man put his wife first?
Yes.
So you should always
Yes.
put.
Yes.
What I'm saying is, I
Yes.
feel like you should always put yourself first. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to a guy, you shouldn't put a guy over yourself. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I would offer that in a very productive marriage, there is no I versus, it's just we. Like I am in a partnership, a team, me and my husband. The concept of putting me first, even saying that just sounds so crazy to me in a marriage. Like I've never thought it once. It's just, it's us, it's the kids, it's our family. Like I becomes we. And so I would just say like maybe when you put that out there to a guy, like then they say, okay, maybe this isn't marriage material because she's telling me that even if I give her everything and I have the potential, then the risk of losing everything, that she still would not make any sacrifices in her life. And
I can agree with what you're saying. I can agree with your statements. But what I'm saying is I haven't came across a traditional man like that as of now. So I'm going to focus on myself.
No,
and my
that's fine.
career.
I just
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just wanted to highlight that it's a specific kind of man that you're talking about if a
Yes.
guy doesn't want to get married. But also fair, if you're saying the same thing, you're attracting that specific kind of a person. Do you know what I mean? If you're like, I'm all about me, then he's like, okay, cool, I'm all about me too.
Can I backpack
You know?
off that? Just
Yeah,
But
go
like I
ahead.
told my husband like day one, I want to
Just
get married.
because I've been in-
Do you know what I mean?
No,
I was
I
like, no
feel that.
games. It's a we. When are we getting married? When are we having kids?
Right,
We.
yeah.
We.
I can agree with that, but then some people have different goals from other. My number one goal is to be a star, not to be married.
Okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying if that might be why you're not getting married.
Yeah, I don't care to get
Yeah,
married. to be
yeah. It's
honest
just
with
it's
you.
feeding each other.
I
Like,
really don't care to
yeah,
get married.
which is fine.
I have
Which is fine.
I have
Can I just-
a question real quick? Who's your role model in drop game?
Onika Tanya Mirage.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj. Got it.
Oh, is that her and her
Her
real?
role model.
Yeah.
Onika. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Tanya Mirage.
How many girls actually want to get married on the panel, real quick? Oh, everybody.
too late.
Everybody? Okay. All
already
right, just out of curiosity.
late.
All right. So for you said that you're putting career first. Question for you: do you think after putting your career first, being a dancer, being involved in the work that you're in, that you're gonna find your dream man at the end of the line?
Yes. Because my career doesn't define me. Because my career doesn't define me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a completely different woman. I can separate my business and what I do from my actual
Fresh, why are you
personal life.
laughing, bro?
Right. I was just about to ask that. What's
Something's in
funny?
my throat. Sorry. My bad.
What's funny?
Bless you, Fresh.
Sorry, continue on.
Okay, so
Sorry,
basically, like how she was saying, like when I do get into a relationship or an engagement, like even with my ex-fiance, I told him, I tell everybody what I do up front. Like, look, I do this, that, and the third. Do you want to be a part of it or do you not? You know what I'm saying? You can have the password to my phone. You can, anything to make you feel comfortable. And with my engagement, he was like, well, I don't want you to work. I don't want you to do anything. He had money. He took very good care of
Damn.
me. He didn't
You
want me to
stole it, bro?
work. I did, because it's an emotional thing. I don't care about money. You know what I'm saying? Money is not a focal point for me.
Okay.
I'd rather be taken care of emotionally, you know, and feel safe. That's my biggest thing. I want to feel safe. If I make you feel safe, make me feel safe.
Okay.
Because money can be made, spent every day, whatever.
Do you think your job at all might be impacting how they value you?
Yes and no. I say yes because the second you hear, oh, I'm a sexologist, I'm a dancer, I'm a whatever, I decide to tell you I'm on lifestyles. What do you think? You think escort, or you think she's just another stripper girl type situation? No, yeah. I mean,
Chris.
it's honest. It's honest. It's
All right,
honest.
this nigga. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
That's automatically what you think. you know, especially when you see certain girls that are in the lifestyle, being dancers, being escorts, being whatever. That's how they present, and they don't care. But me, I have morals. I have values. My career does not define me. I'm a completely different woman from what I am, from what I work. Me making money has nothing to do with the woman that I am.
Don't you think that what you're willing to do for work does define your value, though? Like you should say, like, these are not my values. I just do this for work. Like,
Absolutely.
you know, I prostitute, but these are not my values. I just do this for work.
Yeah.
No, I'm just giving an example here, right? Like,
okay.
I'm not sure that we can separate that, right?
I can.
Like,
I can.
well, you can, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that I think for men, and I don't want to speak for men, but like
Oh, no,
you're
don't worry.
telling them what you're telling them what your values are
Yes.
when you say I do this and I do that and I do this, right? Like if I'm like they don't think that you're just performing per se.
I make them because I make them comfortable. Like I will tell you everything up front. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna hide anything. I'm literally gonna show you everything up front. If you have any insecurities about what I do, if you have any questions, I'm like, look, babe, this is literally what I do. That's it. That's it. That's all.
So that would just so we can run your argument to a totally separate career path. Like if that would be like me saying I sell crack to children, right? But I tell you that I sell crack to children, so my
True.
values are in
I see
check
what you're
because
saying.
I told you that I sell crack to children.
Okay, so let me also add, if I do get into a relationship, me telling you up front what I do, if you're not comfortable with that, I will not do it.
No, fine. I'm not saying that, like,
value you
yeah.
enough where I'm like, okay, he's worth it. But I also know what type of man that I can give up my part of my income for.
But I'm just saying, how can you separate your values from what you do? Like even that example I just gave you.
It's easy. I can't really explain it. It's just easy. I just don't get lost in that world of being a dancer, being trapped in the erotic world. I don't get lost in it. Like I'm very like headstrong. So it's like it's literally business. It's kind of like an actor. I can go on Seinfeld and be or Friends or whatever and be an actor, but it's completely different at home. You know, so it's acting for me, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But and that's it. Like, yeah. And then at home, I cook, I clean, I will do all the things of wifely duties, or you know. And I'm happy. They're happy.
So you're basically just in your mind, you're like, I'm just two different people.
I am. I definitely am. Sabella and Etienne are two completely different people.
Keep it a bean.
What?
In the club.
Huh? In the club? I'm Sabella in the club.
Right.
At home,
And
I'm
what are
Etienne.
Sabella's values?
Does Sabella smash in the club?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
Never
not.
did.
Not the cap.
Not
Never.
but one time.
Shut up.
Back room? Nothing?
Never. No. Never. Ever.
All right, Sabella.
Never.
We're going to find out whole facts.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Make a phone call?
Go
Hey, the
ahead.
office?
Go ahead.
She one of them? All right,
Go ahead.
nigga. Put me on.
You want me to call? Oh, y'all took my phone. I would call the office, but no, I've never done anything like that ever.
Okay.
No, and that's cool. I mean, you already said that you're putting your career first, which is fine. I'm just wondering, like, if you're okay with the quality of man that's going to be left for you at the end of the road when you're done with your career and you're done prioritizing that.
I have dealt with both shitty men and quality men. So it's like I've experienced both. And because of who I am, they understand that, okay, this is her career. This is what she chooses to do to make money. But she's a completely different person with me. It's not airs. It's not fronts. It's not, I'm trying to get your money. It's not nothing.
Can you remind me how old you are? 27, did you say?
I'm 29.
29.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
God
And
damn.
you, how old were you?
Shut up.
26.
26. And you said man first?
Yeah, if I have a man, yes.
Yeah, if you can find one, you would put marriage
Well,
first.
it's not fine, but I mean, I guess. But yeah, I would. Like, I would put that first. Yeah.
What would be a better word than fine?
I don't know. I just makes me seem like I'm out here in the streets. Just
I
like-
was. I don't think there's any shame in like wanting to find a guy, man, like
Should be
wanting to
out
find
here
a
in the
relationship.
streets.
Like I don't. Yeah, I feel
You're
like
on the
people.
streets, man.
You should
Yeah.
be looking
For you two, do you guys think that you need to actively find a man, or are you just going to find you? Just out of curiosity.
For me, you can find me. I'm fine
They gotta
with my
find you?
dog.
Okay,
I'm fine
same
I
with
mean,
with
my
you?
I would like a guy to like put in the initial effort. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I would. But yeah, I don't think I've ever just like gone after, like, be the, what's it called?
You've never
Aggressive.
actively seek
The
the man.
go-getter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
you have options, though, right? You have options like going out, dating stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just choose a
Yeah.
good one.
Well, yeah. So I was kind of dating somebody, and then I just found out he like lied about his age.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Red flag.
Damn.
How old? Like too young?
No, he told me he was 36, and I just found out he's like 50.
Shit.
He's just like really good at like dyeing his beard all the time. And
Does he do tattoos?
No.
Where did you grow up?
In Dallas.
Okay.
Or actually,
And when did you
get
get into the business?
Well, since I got kicked out of school, so like if you're at, like I didn't have a dad, but I went to college. I like had a 4.0 and a full ride scholarship, and I was doing really well, but got kicked out for a joke I made, and then I that led me into the sex industry, and it's just for me as a means to an end. It's the only thing I knew what I could do to make some money. So.
And how does that impact, like, I guess, your relationship with your mom? Does she know you're on OnlyFans or no? Well, she does now. Hey, Mom.
They're very like country. Like they're not gonna like know what this is. I hope.
If they speak English, they might put it together.
My little brothers watch the show though, so
They
I
do.
don't know, yeah.
Okay. So, would you think your mom would be?
No, she wouldn't like it, but
She would understand.
I think she just wants me as long as I'm in her life, and like.
Was
we
she
have a
like your
relationship.
friend growing up?
She was in and out. I have like mommy issues and daddy issues. So,
Holy.
but but like now, yeah, I see her more of as a friend. But she's still like she's very like religious and very like that. So I don't talk to her about everything. I don't know. So, but I mean, I'm sure she wouldn't be happy about it, and she wants me to like find something better. But just doing what I can.
And you feel like you have to do it for financial reasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Or did you just want fast money? Because I feel like you could get a
No.
job if you were like, I want to be a bartender. Like, I mean, you're young, you're attractive, you're like, you don't have to do OnlyFans, right? Like, I mean,
I don't know. What
I was
else.
broke, crazy
Yeah.
broke, and I never sold my body, like, so I feel like now people keep saying they have to, but like, it's just like, I want fast money and I want to be able to pay rent, sort of a thing.
I want to be able to pay rent, but what else would I do that's gonna make me the same amount? And I don't
It's
make
not going to make you the same amount.
I don't make a lot of money. Because I don't like do the absolute most. So I make a regular amount and I make enough to get by. And I don't know. I watched my mom struggle growing up, and I saw her do all the normal jobs, and she didn't sell her body and all that, and she like struggled a lot. So I really just kind of was like, will do it almost anything. It was OnlyFans, I don't know. And to not end up like that and like literally being homeless and dumpster diving and all that, like I would rather do OnlyFans than that.
Okay.
So like I think I just have that like that fear, like, and I watch my mom do all the regular jobs, and yeah, so.
Candace, in your opinion, why do you think women resort to OnlyFans when they have other options?
Well, so the first thing I would say is that I do see this trend. That's why I always ask about whether you grew up with a dad, because usually the answer is no. And I think that definitely matters. And they do have other options. I think the problem is that especially when you're young, you just want fast money. And I don't think they realize that they're making, like, it's like, yeah, this is money up front, but is going to cost you when you get older. Like, this is like, it's like doing a deal with the devil, right? Where it's like up front, everything's gonna look great, and then you're gonna, trip over near 30, and you're gonna realize the men, the options, and also, by the way, when you're on OnlyFans and selling your body, like, your body's only gonna go in one direction. Like you are a stock that is just declining with age, right? So there's going to be the next 18-year-old that wants to put her boobies on the internet, and you're just not going to be able to bring in the money that you could. So, it's the youth, they say youth is wasted on the young, and I think that that's very true. I think there's a new environment where also the materialism that's on Instagram makes them want more before they have to work for it. They're just like seeing Kardashians and Jenners out there like spending with their thing, and they're like, I just want money, and that they're being raised online, and they don't have an example that shows them that like that's just a mirage, and it's going to come at just a severe cost. So it actually breaks my heart when I see young women doing that, because I know what's going to be on the other side of that, and
could I add something to that?
Sure.
I feel like especially with social media, like a lot of girls base their worth off of like how fast they can get money with doing the least amount of work. And I mean labor work. That's like, you see it on TikTok all the time. It's like, oh, like I'm a Pilates princess, or I go to Starbucks every day, and it's like, oh, but I don't lift a finger. And it's like, all these girls are now it leaves all these other girls to be like, oh, like what do I have to do to make that kind of money without doing a lot of work? Because that would mean like, oh, I'm not worth like a lot. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's why OnlyFans is so, you know, popular.
Yeah. Instagram is like reprogramming everybody's brains.
Yeah, a great man once said, fast money comes with
slow problems. Yeah, I mean,
Who said
I
that?
think
That's actually, there you
yeah,
go.
I've said that. This is one of my quotes. But
If I rip
will
it and say that I made it like it was from me,
you
like,
say it on the
everybody can call me out.
show. You can say, I came up with
Like,
it.
he's
You stole
lying.
it from me.
He's a liar.
Because I've always kind of found this interesting when girls say that they put men first and then they get into a career field that's going to ostracize them from the very men that they wanted. Right?
Well,
'Cause,
they don't understand how men tick, I think.
Yeah.
That's what's missing is like we're animals at the end of the day. Like
Yes.
it's not going to change what men
100%.
want and what women want. That's why I always say to women, like, your biology will catch up with you. Like you can think you're so smart, we can socialize, you can do experiments and, you know, but at the end of the day, your body's going to come online. And so I always talk about this book I read by E.O. Wilson, it's called On Human Nature. And basically his thesis is that at the end of the day, your biology is going to win. And he starts correlating it to what happens in the wild and, you know, what men want, like what male species wants and what the female species wants in the wild and how your body actually dictates that. Like why it is, you know, that men want a certain type of woman and why it is that women want a certain type of man, like the protection, the hunters, the gatherers, and that's never going to change. And I think that unfortunately for these women, when they realize that and when the biology really comes online is probably in your mid-20s, it's too late because of the things that they've done, and men are not going to change their taste. So it's just calamitous. It just happened. It's like I see it happening in slow motion. It's like a train wreck and I can't stop it.
I just hate when I see OnlyFans girls that are really cool people, very nice people as well. But when they go home, they cry at night because it's like they know they fucked up. But in public, they don't want to say, "Oh, I fucked up." It's like more like, "Hey, you know what? I'll make it look good." Behind closed doors, it looks really bad. So.
Yeah, it's just tough to get a traditional man that's going to pay the bills and take you seriously and protect and provide for you. Like, I don't mean to use an example, but like you acquired yourself a lower status male, right? Because of your profession. And you've been together for 3 months. I promise you the conversation is going to come up. I don't like this. I want you to stop.
Yeah.
It's going to come. It's been in every single one of you guys' situation, whether you're a dancer, stripper, whatever it is, OnlyFans, whatever, that tough conversation. You know what? I don't like this. I want you to stop. And then that's where you got to kind of make the decision.
Or she's going to say, I want to stop. And he's going to be like, money in
yeah,
here.
in that situation.
I'm never gonna stop. I've been doing this for a while.
Fair.
So.
And that's fair enough. But like that's kind of what ends up happening, where girls that are involved in that either have to A, stay single, B, acquiesce and get with a lower status male that's below them, kind of like in your situation, which I'm gonna newsflash for you. 6, 7, 8 months from now, you're gonna start to resent him because you make more money than him and you boss him around. I promise you, it's gonna come. It always happens when girls make more money than their man and puts them in a leadership role, puts them in a dominant role. And then that guy has to submit to the woman, and that's a very unattractive feature to be in a relationship.